Hey everybody, Dr. Eric Plasker here, and welcome to 100 Year Lifestyle TV. And I'm here at Gold's Gym. You could tell by the shirt, and I can do that to Mike Epstein because he's my good friend from a long time, Mike, like 31, 32 years.
At least.
You had more hair, I had more hair. You remember that?
Always good to see you, though. You still look like a 10-year-old to
Well,
me.
thanks. Sometimes I still act like one, right?
Very true.
Well, it's exciting to be here. I'm in Paramus, New Jersey at Gold's Gym Paramus. Came to visit my good friend Mike, who I always like to do when I come into town and I'm up in this part of the world. And, you know, we go back a long way, and you think back about the things that we used to do to run around for exercise. Did you ever think that you'd be 21 years into having your own gym, owning your own gym, and having an entire community healthy because of your commitment?
Back then, probably not. But now I'd say next month we'll be celebrating our 22nd year, my partner Art Carell and myself. And
both college fraternity brothers also, I might add.
I was just going to say, not only were we childhood friends, but college roommates for a semester before you went to chiropractic school. And
yes, indeed.
Started your life of changing people.
Yeah.
Well, I was still trying to get an education at that time.
Very good. Well, you know what I love about being at Gold's Gym? I mean, you've basically, first of all, we're sitting in my brother, Dr. Jordan Plasker's office in your gym. He's got a second office here. My brother Jordan, great chiropractor here also in Paramus in Montvale, New Jersey.
If we couldn't get the big cheese, we got the next best thing, his brother.
Yeah, well, actually, he's probably the big cheese, and I'm just along for the ride. But actually, what's really cool about what you've done here is you have taken Gold's Gym and what people traditionally might think of Gold's Gym as, and turned it into a really family-friendly oriented environment. I come in here, I see people of all ages that are working out, that are becoming healthier, many of them getting adjusted. Talk to us about why Gold's Gym and what you're doing here for these people in their lives.
Sure. Well, it's like I said, next month will be our 22nd year of doing it. And Art and I's vision originally was just like anybody else. You know, we wanted to have a gym. We wanted to help people. We were always athletes our whole lives. Thought this would be a great thing to do. But back then, you know, if you remember how Gold's Gym started, I'm sure most of you remember it was back in 1965. So it's been a long time.
I know, you read about it. You read about it
with,
somewhere.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno and Franco Colombo and all these amazing guys who started the whole Muscle Beach movement back in the 60s. And Gold's Gym has evolved now into what was originally just a place to kind of weight lift and do that, has become so much more. And our vision has always been families and family fitness and being able to help the entire community. And we've been able to make that come true over 22 years. So it's just been a privilege to be able to do what we love while helping others in our community.
Yeah, and it's cool because I see the different ages of people that are here. I mean, I've talked to people here that are at the nutrition bar that you have, and talk to people there about, you know, who are in their mid-20s. I've seen some high school kids come in here. I've seen people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And, you know, as a 100-year lifestyle, understanding what that means, that people are living longer than ever, certainly fitness is a really important part of that. So how are you helping people, and what do you see these people? Because some of them, you said to me, that have been members for 21 years. How do you see what you're doing here? How important is it for them as far as helping them stay healthy and fit over the long haul?
Well, to us, exercise has always been a vital component. You know, exercise kind of is where everything starts. You have to keep moving, no matter what you're doing. We like to start them young because we want to create that healthy lifestyle for their entire life. So there's no better thing to do than to have kids programming, which we have, so we can help our members' children. And then, of course, when you hit your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and so on, things change. Your body changes, your lifestyle changes, maybe the stresses in your life change, and with all of that, we have programs to help people exercise through all those years. So we have everything from a kids fitness program to a senior program called Silver Sneakers, where we're helping people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even 90s that are exercising and being able to stay functional and keep moving and have a great quality of life mostly because we have these exercise programs available for all different ages.
Yeah, and now CrossFit, and I mean, you've added a whole CrossFit section there that looks beautiful. Oh my goodness gracious, which everyone knows it's it's obviously a big deal. And I want to go back a little bit to what you said, keep moving, because I think what I love about what you've done in here, also having the chiropractic piece and the nutrition piece, and we know that we take the word nutrition in the 100-year lifestyle model, and the word fitness in the 100-year lifestyle model, and we break it down into 5 components. We have N squared, which is neurology, nutrition, and then the ESS, which is the 100-year lifestyle workout, endurance, strength, and structure. You have to have all 5. If you don't have good neurology and your nerves aren't communicating to the muscles, you can't move as well as you want to. You got to be able to move. You got to want to move. So you're bringing it all together under one roof so that people can, from the young people to the older people, really address all those different elements.
Yeah, and you're 100% right, and that's the thing I loved about your book and all your programs. I'm sure many of you have read it all as well, and you spell it out really well in there. And that combination is exactly why we not only have personal trainers that are available to help people through this process, but someone like Dr. Plaska here is our chiropractor, because without the proper structure and without all those things working together, you can't perform optimally and you can't live the quality of life that you'd like to live.
Yeah, I mean, all those elements are important, and that's not always available. And in most places, it's not always available where you can have the convenience of having all of that in one place. So, I mean, I know talking to I was outside talking to one of the people that are working out here that's also coming to get adjusted, one of the many, and I know they really appreciate it, because if they're all going to be important, why have to go all over the place to get them?
Yeah, and a lot of it is convenience. We have people, if you think about it, in the gym, and where else do you go where you might go 3-4 times a week somewhere besides work and if you're in school? Other than that, it's the gym.
Yeah.
The gym becomes your second home. So what we're trying to do is provide a fitness home for people, so they can come, they can get their adjustment, they can get their nutrition counseling, they can see a physical therapist if they need to, they can be with their personal trainer, or they can just be left alone and do their workout. Whatever it is that makes them happy, but it's all convenience, it's all here, and it's all about following that 100-year lifestyle and everything it takes to make them successful.
Yeah, it's so important, and the feeling that I get when I walk into, which is something that's really important to me, and I know Mike, I've already said this, but I know him a long time. I used to go to his house. We used to play tennis together out next to, right next to where he lived, and then go and eat and sleep over each other's houses like young kids used to do way back in the old days, and going to day camp together, and knowing the family that you grew up in, knowing your brother Larry, and in my family and my parents, I know your parents, the family environment, you don't always see that today. I mean, you don't see that near enough today. And one of the things, obviously, with the 100-year lifestyle also is that sense of community becomes very important. Talk about the Gold's Gym community here in Paramus.
Yeah, it is very important to us. It's really our lifeblood and our differentiator. Art and I wouldn't have it any other way. We're very family-oriented. We have 5 little kids between us and our families, and we love hanging out and coaching them and doing all the things with them. But Gold's Gym does become a second home for people, and it does become a community within a community. And we are huge believers in giving back. So we do tons of charity work. We're involved in lots of functions and events. We do a ton of work for the American Diabetes Association through our Tour de Cure ride. So for us, we couldn't possibly have a business that wasn't helping people and wasn't giving something back to the community. That's the culture we like, and we're blessed because that's the culture that our entire gym has.
Yeah, and you know what I love too, because we were talking just from a business perspective, you've really priced it right so that you don't have to go broke staying healthy, where you can come and get top-notch facilities and top-notch equipment. And like I said, this CrossFit program that you have here is beautiful. It's not even complete yet. It's I see everything being laid out there. I can't wait to come back and see it again.
Yeah, we just expanded it again. And so always progressive and always keeping things current. So as talking to the Gold's Gym community myself from a 100-year lifestyle perspective, I'm really proud to see how so many of you have embraced the things that you need to do to stay healthy over the long haul, keeping yourself fit and healthy over the long haul. I know from a leadership perspective, you guys are really doing a great job here, and we're really proud about our relationship as friends, but also in the work that you're doing. So any closing thoughts to your community and to ours as you talk to them? Hey, just keep supporting it all, because there's so much synergy between the work that you do with the 100-year lifestyle, which as from when you told it to me from the very beginning. I always
Yeah, I
said
appreciate the support.
you were ahead of your time, because now we're realizing we are living longer, whether we like it or not at times.
Yeah,
And
sounds like something I would say.
yes, you're rubbing off on me. Can you believe that? But quality of life is so
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
And it really is. And we're in the quality of life business.
Absolutely.
And you're in the quality of life
Absolutely,
business. So to me,
100%.
that's what it's all about. That's synergy, and I think there's so many more things we can do with that. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. So, well, listen, here's to a great quality of life for 80, 90, 100 years and beyond. See you at the gym. See you getting your adjustment. Thanks for watching, everybody.